Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel called Simply Moda. I know I haven't posted for a very long time now. It's actually been more than 2 months I think, and I do have a reason for that. First, in October I felt really sick. I was actually bedridden. It was terrible. It was a horrible month for me. So I couldn't do anything. I stopped shooting for vlogs. I stopped doing anything because obviously I was bedridden. And after that, when I decided to do something in November, I got very busy with my blog shoot since that was pending, and then I just actually didn't see the point of making any videos because even though I used to make them, I wasn't very interested in them because if you've seen my videos before, I made videos like what's in my bag video and my monthly favorites. So even though I like watching them when other vloggers make it, don't mistake me, but the thing was I didn't see the learning value you guys were getting out of it, or something you guys were like really understanding out of it. So I thought I should rather take a break and not make them because I was putting in my time and effort and still not happy with it. So I came up with a series I thought of recently, which is called the Style series. In this series, I'll be making videos where I'll be answering any of your style queries or teaching you about how to style yourself and go about it. This first topic is going to be the 5 things you need to keep in mind before you style yourself or shop for yourself. These are 5 basic things or pointers people actually forget to keep in mind while they're shopping for themselves and usually go wrong in the basics. Before I get started, actually, if you guys see me looking down a lot, that's because I've taken a couple of notes so that I do not miss out on anything, and yeah, so don't mind that. So the first point being is knowing your body. It is very important to know your body, guys. It does not mean that you need a weighing scale and you need to weigh yourself and see how much you weigh to know your body or to see if you're thin or fat. That completely does not matter when it comes to styling. Knowing your body means knowing what shape you are and if you're comfortable in your own body. What you need for this is just a basic measuring tape. You need to keep that handy. A measuring tape is something every girl needs to have, and you can measure yourself at home. You don't require to go to a tailor or get measured only when you're getting something designer made for yourself. So first thing I think every girl should do is measure herself. Take a measuring tape, measure your bust, your waist, your thighs, your arms, literally everything. Write it down and see which category you fall in, because there are basically 5 body shapes we all have been divided into. That's the hourglass, the pear-shaped, the apple, then we have the athletic and the top-heavy. These are the 5 basic shapes. But even though we have the 5 basic shapes, no 2 person are ever the same. Even though they fall in the same category of the shape, but they will never be the same measurements or the same size. So first I would like to talk about the hourglass. The hourglass shape. So hourglass shapes are basically known for their 36, 24, 36 figures, and let me tell you, not all hourglass people are 36, 24, 36. That's a very rare thing to find these days, but that's not an issue at all, so do not worry about that. There are 2 kind of things you can be in an hourglass as well. You can be on the slimmer side of an hourglass, or you can be on the heavier side of the hourglass. Kim Kardashian is actually an hourglass figure. So if you want to ever see, like, measure yourself, what you can do is measure your bust and your hips, and these should be proportionate, and your waist should be defined, really defined in comparatively to your hips and your bust. So when you do that, you know that you're an hourglass. It basically, yeah, obviously looks like an hourglass, and what suits on this body type is actually everything. Hourglass figure can carry out completely like anything and everything, and that's the best part about being an hourglass, and I'm lucky that I fall in that category. The second shape, which is the athletic body. Athletic bodies are nothing but the ones which are slim and slender, the ones which have broad shoulders and are thin, like straight actually. Their bust, their waist, their hips, they all align and they are all thin, and they're usually mistaken and actually made fun of being called flat and skinny and stuff like that. But there are a lot of things an athletic body can do too. You guys can add like a lot of ruffles and layers on your t-shirts, and you can even add a nice statement belt to define your waist and give you the illusion of curves. An actress who falls under this category is Cameron Diaz. So yeah, and then the next is the top heavy. Top heavy is nothing but it's even called the inverted triangle basically. Top heavy are people who have a big bust, a defined waist and small hips. So their body basically is, like I said, an inverted triangle. And the people who fall under this are like Salma Hayek and Lindsay Lohan. So basically what these people need to do is they need to focus more on their lower body. They can use a lot of prints, a lot of nice designs to wear on their lower body so that the attention falls there. The pear-shaped are basically people who have a small bust and curvy hips, but their bottoms are heavy, on the heavier side. So what these people need to do is they need to of course focus on their upper body. They can use chunky jewelry and they can play a lot with patterns and prints for their t-shirts so that the attention goes there. And what they can do for their hips is they can try to avoid tight fit jeans because that will give the attention on their heavy bottoms. What they can do is go for high waist jeans which have a wide leg trousers. What that will do is that will help them give an all-round shape and just not take attention on their hips. And the actresses who fall under this category are actually J.Lo and Beyonce. So you can take a lot of advice from what they wear and actually look amazing. And the last is the apple shape. Apple shape is nothing but the people who have small shoulders but they have big breasts, a large tummy and slim legs. So basically their area is their bust and their torsos. That's the area where they have to get out of focus from. The who fall under this category are Britney Spears and Queen Latifah. So there with these two examples itself you can see that how that apple shape does not mean that they are fat as such or they are obese. They can even fall, they can even be people like Britney Spears who are just healthy and not too fat. So don't get an apple shaped person mistaken for being fat. So what these people can do is again they can focus on their legs, they can focus on their shoulders, add a lot of they can go for capes, they can go for shoulder pads if they come back in fashion, and you can go for something for your legs and you can carry out good prints and nice long skirts. Try to avoid bodycon dresses and something which is too tight fitting, which will actually focus on your tummy area and which is something you guys need to avoid. So this was a brief description on the body shapes, and if you guys would like to see a much detailed version on what are the things you must avoid and wear according to your body shape, please do let me know in the comments below so that I can make a video separately for that. Now coming to your second point, which is wear the right undergarments. That is something, guys, which is super important. Girls buy the wrong bras all the time. They buy something which is not their size or their cup size. Everything is wrong all the time. So what they should do is go to the store, get measured by the professionals. They can help you find the right size. Don't be shy or afraid to ask them. It is nothing to be shy about actually, because it is your body and you need to be comfortable in what you wear and not just wear a size, because if you wear something wrong inside, that's gonna show from your t-shirts and all up like in front of you, and that will look horrible and that will actually show and will look bad. It will look really bad. So try avoiding that and try opting for good lingerie. And if you guys even want a detailed version on how to find out your lingerie size at home, you can ask me and I'll make a video on that. And the third thing is something which girls usually shy away from or don't want to talk about it and keep it under covers even if they own it. It's to buy a shapewear. Like, I should really invest in a shapewear. Like, shapewears are basically those which actually you can wear and they will hide your tummy and or even your thigh areas. You get a very different varieties of shapewear. You can buy them from Triumph, you can buy them online. I personally have two. One is from Triumph and one is from H&M. I bought from London, which is brilliant, let me tell you. It helps you a lot, and it does not mean that a person who has a muffin top or who does not have a proper shape should wear a shapewear. Shapewear can be worn even with, actually shapewear is worn even by actresses to just give them the proper defined curves. There's nothing wrong in wearing a shapewear, so really girls, invest in a shapewear. It can take you a very, very long way. Then the fourth point is buy the best, buy the basics. People usually go wrong in the basics. Like, basics may be a pair of good denims, a white shirt, a black t-shirt, or anything as such. Girls usually go wrong in this as they, like, one thing I should actually, I've been wanting to talk about is your denims. Never invest in denims if you're not comfortable in it. Like, wear them, test them, try them. You go to a store, you wear the size, you sit down in them, you stand, you walk around, see how comfortable you are and see how your thighs look in it, see how you feel in it, and then buy it. It does not matter how expensive it is, because denims usually last you a good 3 to 4 years. So that's, even if they are expensive, they probably are worth it because they will last you a very, very long time. And trust me when I say this, you should really invest in a good pair of denims, be it a ripped one if you're interested in that, or just pair of plain black jeans or blue ones, because that is something which will last you long and they need to look good on your body. So please girls, invest in a good denim or even a white shirt for that matter. Invest on things which matter rather than just buying things in a bulk. And now the last point is, and this is something which every girl actually goes wrong in, according to me, is not every trend is the right trend for you. Yes, you heard it right. Even though tassels might be in fashion or neon is in fashion, for example, this does not mean that trend is right for you and you have to go for it. You guys need to understand the difference between being in trend and what suits you the best. Like, maybe tassels was something which were really in recently and everybody were opting for it. Now, if you take a tassel t-shirt which has a lot of tassels in front and if you give it to a person who has inverted triangle body, now what would happen there is it would look terrible on her, as it would add more volume on her troubled areas and which would not look good at all. So try to avoid things which may not look good on you, and try not to go for things which are in trend but you know will not look good on you. There are other ways to wear it as well. Like, for example, in tassels itself, if you're a person with an inverted triangle body, rather than going with a tassel top, try to go for a tassel skirt which will actually add volumes to your legs and which will be really good for you. So even though it's a trend, try to kind of adapt it to your body and try not to copy someone what they're doing, because what may suit them may not suit you. A person A is always different from a person B. People can never be of the same sizes or the same measurements, even if they fall in the same body type. So do not confuse it for that, and keep these 5 points in mind before you go shopping the next time for be it your New Year's dress or just because you feel like shopping. So keep these 5 basic points in mind. They are very important and they will take you a very long way. So that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm going to be posting a lot of style videos like these in the future. So if you guys have any queries or any comments, leave it down below and I will try to answer them. And yeah, that's it for today, and hope you guys liked it. See you soon. Bye bye.